the hard part. Some of my videos is deep conversation, but I can't point it all in the people's face.
Inside you find Matt and Jamie with property management. So right here, I'll go behind you.
Okay. Hello. Hi, are you Matt or Jamie?
Jamie is just across the way.
Okay. Everything. I have a million questions.
Okay.
But I'm not
It's
gonna
the
be
end
like,
of the day.
yeah, don't do that to me. I'm here from Houston. Me and my son been following the growth and
It's kind of crazy. Crazy. God.
and he's been. My son is really inspired about this.
Okay.
And we have a nonprofit. We're here today for the faith-based meeting, meeting that was at the Capitol. And I refuse to leave without coming to get some information.
Okay. I don't have anything to hand out.
Okay.
This is kind of a. Have you been on our website
Yes,
before?
yeah.
So you've seen kind of what we do.
Yes, ma'am.
And the best thing is if you've got a nonprofit. Does your nonprofit help the homeless?
That's the goal. To
Okay.
prevent homeless. They mainly with
Transitional
yeah.
foster care.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. If you're really interested in what we're doing and how we did it,
Yes.
and how we're continuing to do it,
That's
because
my key question.
every day is
Something new, huh?
oh yeah.
New
Oh, yeah.
challenges.
We do quarterly, we do symposiums. It just got to be where so many people were coming from all over the world, and we were going to have to hire full-time staff just to have conversations like this.
Yeah.
Right.
So what we do is we do symposiums once a quarter, and we have a max of 20 people. They're always sold out. We've got one coming next week. The next one's in February.
Okay.
And what that does is it gives you a chance. It's 3 intensive days here of getting out, being on the streets with our group. We take you on a street retreat, feeding the hungry, coming back here, and then every director of every department. So whether it's property management, resident care, our director of art, the art house, or forging, our opportunities to earn income, all of those people get to come and talk to you, and you get to ask questions.
Wow.
And from the property management side, I get to share with everybody, how the process goes for selecting people, because you can't just walk in the door and rent a home. Everything has to go through a whole process. And so I get a chance to talk about that, and I really don't spend a whole lot on the technical side,
Right.
because if your heart's in the right place,
Ministry,
that's
gonna
kind of at the end.
Right.
And so generally I bring in a resident with me at the end of my hour, and I ask them questions, what it was like to be homeless, what was it like to come here and pick out your home, what was it like the week you came to move in, how did you, see, it gives me goosebumps, because I know,
Yeah.
the guy
I've
we've
been
got,
teary-eyed all day.
the guy that I've got coming with me next week had waited 2.5 years.
Do y'all have a waiting list?
We do for the RV side. We're about 7 months down. The tiny home side, we didn't get that side open until probably May of this year, and we've been moving in 2 to 3 people every single week. We only do move-ins Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. There's a lot of emotion involved, and so we try to do housing contracts separate from that. Then a week later they come to move in. We have a guy that's moving in today, his name's Shorty, and he's worked out here and he knows this place, yet he is just fit to be tied today. You know, just all kinds of emotions, still thinking it's gonna be taken away from him, excited, scared.
Right.
Can I live in this environment? I've been living in the woods for so long. So they get to share that, what that's like, because it's important. I came from the corporate world, and I think the hardest thing for me coming from the corporate world is it was very transactional, and everything we do here is very relational. And so
I just transitioned too, and my boss is like, it's all about relationship, Allison. It's not about getting the transaction pushed through. I'm like, okay,
it
we
is.
got a deadline.
And
Right.
never in my 35 years when somebody, did something wrong as part of their housing contract, was there grace and mercy, or did you have a conversation of what can I do to get you the help that you need? There was none of that. So that's actually been the toughest part for me, was just making that transition and trying to remember that this is about relationships, not about transactions. And when somebody is in crisis, you want to be there and you want to love on them, and you want to help lift them up. That's what we do.
So cool.
Lift them up, not push them out, but we do have our We
Well,
have
yeah,
our
but they
limits
have
and
the
our
limits,
lines.
all things, it
And-
has to be structured.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
structure, basically our limit becomes if behavior starts affecting people outside of their own home. And it becomes a danger to the rest of the community. And we actually have a 24-hour notice to vacate in our housing contract. It's not an eviction process.
Wow. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to be able to act quickly.
Yeah.
You know, you're moving people in. Some may have PTSD. Some may, you know, our
And that was my biggest question, who deals with the emotional,
Mental health.
we
mental
have
health
a
side?
clinic down here
Yeah, I saw
that
that
we
coming
have
in.
6 full-time case managers with ATCIC here. There's one of those is an RN, so we have somebody here that can do wound care, help with medications 5 days a week.
Wow.
Plus we have a crisis counselor. We have counselors that can deal with NADA meetings, that kind of thing. They teach classes on coping skills, housekeeping, anger management. But they're
Everything I
also
wanna do.
they're also the case managers, helping them through learning how to transition from getting from the street to keeping a home. And so if, you know, we do healthy living walks, if we see somebody who's not living healthy, their body's not healthy, their home is not healthy, you know, as a condition of them staying, we may require them to take a class to learn how to do these things. Because some people
Don't know because they
haven't lived, you know, I had a guy that slept on the floor for the first 2
they've been in
weeks of his
survival
home.
mode, so it's almost like I've been in the wilderness, literally fending for myself. And you mean
Right.
what?
Right. Well, we had a guy, our very first guy that moved into the tiny home slept on the floor for the first 2 weeks.
Wow.
And when I asked him why, he said, I haven't had a bed in 30 years. And then when he started sleeping on it, he'd only sleep on the top, on the cup, you know, he wouldn't get under
I've seen that.
So, you know, and I hear that a lot. So, I mean, we really try to be very cognizant of the before. When they pick out their home and it starts to become real, the excitement gets there, and then it's this just,
Then the fear.
then it's weight, then it's the fear and the anxiety and all of that, and then move-in day. We do house blessings the Saturday after a move-in. There's a basket that they're given. It's a very brief ceremony, but we also, you know, it's things like salt so that your life always has flavor. There's a loaf of bread in there so that you always have food. One of the neatest things in there is that we have a group of women that make handmade quilts for every single resident, and they get their own quilt and they get to unfold it, and it's always crying. Don't worry. I mean, I you know, I'm this every day.
Yeah.
I
You're
cry
so
all the time.
blessed.
Yes.
Yeah, I did a potential resident tour this morning, and this is kind of that next step. So these are folks that have done their coordinated assessment, wanted to come out and see if this was a place for them. So I get a chance to talk to them at about the 40,000 level view of there is structure. This is not all about yourself.
Right,
You
right,
know,
absolutely.
these are the rules that you have to live within, and you know, then I take them on a tour. People are overwhelmed. You know, it's just a little much. Some just say, you know what, nobody's going to tell me what to do. And this is not the right place for you,
Right.
because this is a community.
Right.
We don't have fences. We are a community,
Yeah.
and the number one reason for homelessness is a catastrophic loss of family.
Right.
And so that's why we're called community first, not housing first.
Yes.
So we have 19 missional residents that live here. These were people that were called to live in the messiness of people's lives.
Yes.
They live here on the property, and so, you know, part of the welcome process, you know, Shorty's going to move in tonight. He's just going to be crazy, but a missional's going to go touch him
Right.
and invite him to dinner, and
So
you know, he may sleep for 2 days, but then he's going to have his house blessing. And I happen to know that there's a lot of people coming. They're calling and wanting to
That's
come.
awesome.
That
Have you thought about expanding this to Houston or teaming up
you
with
know
somebody?
what? We got 27 acres right here. We bought the 24 acres next door. 51 acres is kind of
Yeah.
enough for the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got goats. We got chickens. We got miniature donkeys. I got a 120-pound dog. 3 cats.
Yeah.
Now, are you part founder or?
No,
owner?
I've been here since we started construction,
Okay.
so I've been here since the beginning of last year.
Okay.
So all of this that you see out here is really been since last year. So it took 12 years to get
We've
to
been
this
following
point.
for quite some time.
Yeah.
and well, most of my son is who started our nonprofit,
Mm-hmm.
and he called me
He's 21.
21, yeah, and this is.
That's awesome.
He said, "Mom, we're gonna just go get some land and just do it." And he said, "Well, look at them. Look, they've been doing." I was like,
Well,
it can't
and
be that easy.
That's the thing. That's why the symposium is so important, because it's the reality check of it's not all rainbows and unicorns.
"Oh yes."
That.
And what day is this?
What day is this?
The symposium. It started when? You
No,
said
the
next
next
week.
one's not till February.
The next one's
The
not till
full.
February. We're sold out for next week.
Okay.
The next one's in February, and you can register on our website. But it's that reality check of this is not all about if you love people enough, it's going to fix everything.
Right.
That you have to
Community
consider
living.
people don't want you in their neighborhood, what
Yes.
that is, what, how important building those relationships with the communities around you is, how important it is to build the relationship not just with you, but with your residents, with law enforcement, because they're seen as they're not friends, they are
Right.
foes,
Yeah.
and we need our law enforcement, our Travis County sheriffs to be a part of our community, and
You
they
guys seem
are.
very blessed. When we just
Yeah.
came from the courthouse and listening
Yeah.
to the governor and commissioner,
Yeah.
they're in
Yeah,
love.
Governor Abbott's been out here. His wife's actually been out here twice. I got to
Okay.
tour her the first time with Alan Graham, who's one of the founders,
Yeah.
when she was here earlier in the year. And it's just, I think when you have the mission right, and when you're trying to do the right thing, and you recognize that homelessness is not a government issue to solve.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
People think
orphans.
people
aren't
think
either.
throwing a bunch of money at it, building a bunch of homes is going to solve the problem.
No.
And it's not. It's about a whole community of people who love, and we firmly believe that a faith-based organization, we have no city, state, or federal money.
That's awesome.
So we have no ties. I don't sit and do paperwork all day, although
That's
it looks
so
like it.
awesome.
I know. My assistant just left for Ireland today.
so all private funding and donors.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's
So
so
you're
God.
looking at $16 million all raised. We continue to raise funds every year. Our rents will never cover the cost of the operations. So we will continue to fundraise every year to cover those
And
costs.
that's what I've been looking into, fundraising ideas of where to start, because we depleted all of our funds.
Well, it's interesting. You need to come to the level, because Donna Emery heads up. We're starting a $60 million capital campaign fund.
Wow.
It's the largest nonprofit capital campaign fund ever. And Donna Emery is heading that up. She's one of the people that speaks about it's not just about going and baking cookies to raise money.
Right.
It's about creating those relationships.
Yes.
So when Governor Abbott knows who we are, that's a relationship that has been cultivated over the years.
Yes.
Many, many years. By Alan, who was in the commercial real estate business. I was in the multifamily real estate business for 35 years. We know a lot of the same people, but
Do
our
you know the
paths
McCarries?
but our paths didn't cross until
Now, for
it
this,
came out here.
for this
Yeah,
divine time.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I've been praying for 2 years for God to put me someplace meaningful.
Wow, look at God.
My kids were grown. One had already graduated from college. The other had gone off to Boulder to go to college, and it was like, is this it? Was I just put on this earth to make money? Am I making a difference in anybody's
Yeah.
life? Not really,
Right.
And time's too short. Life's too short.
Yeah.
Right, and so when my prayer was to be put someplace meaningful, I didn't know God was going to throw goats and donkeys and that kind of stuff into it. But
To look out the window and say, thank you. God.
well, yeah, all the donkeys were sitting right here yesterday, so they're on the other side, our other 24 acres. But when, on my worst day, I get to go pick up a little baby goat and egg on it, or I get to go sit with the chickens and have one of our 3 cats come and sit on me and love on me. And
Yes.
we truly are blessed, and we know that it's not easy. I think you have to be called to do this.
Oh,
It can be
definitely.
quite painful and
Yeah.
cause a lot of heartache, but if you do it prayerfully and you know that you're here and you actually make a difference in people's lives, that's what drives
Like
us.
the Father.
Absolutely.
Is it okay for us to walk around?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just we ask that you don't peek in anybody's windows because you
Okay.
don't know which ones are occupied.
Right.
There are 3 signs up that say model hunt 4. That say model, you're welcome to go in those. One is an RV. So if you go down Goodness Way, it
Okay.
circles all the way around.
Okay.
You'll see the RV model on the right. It's an orange sign that looks just like that.
Okay.
And then when you go down to the end of the circle, you'll see 3. One is a canvas-sided cottage. All of them come fully furnished with everything that you see in there. The refrigerators, the crock pots, all of that stuff.
Oh wow.
Campsite Cottage, then there's 2 easy logs there. Next to that is our outdoor kitchen that is shared. Next to that is the shared bathhouse for the tiny home side. So there's 5 outdoor kitchens. There's only 1 right now.
Okay.
And there's 5 bathhouses. So
Very cool.
you're welcome to look in any of those.
Okay.
Um,
The number one question I was told to ask by my partner, Mom, find out how do they expect the population to come up with the rent?
because again, you need to come to the.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So everything that we do here, we're self-sustaining pretty much.
Right.
We have work opportunities. A lot of our folks are on disability, are on SSI.
That's what I said.
And they are limited on how much money they can make. Some are not. We have residents that were former military veterans that
Right.
have PTSD,
Right.
that need care. They need the mental health care, the
Right.
medication
And
management.
so,
So we have work opportunities. So if you're an artist, we have an art house where you can go paint. We're going to have pottery in there. Pretty soon, glass blowing. We sell all of our artwork in the market. You're welcome to go down and see some of that down in the community market. There's woodworking. We have the only live forge in this area, so that's blacksmithing. So they can go make like bottle openers, and if you can make 4 bottle openers in an hour, we sell them for $25 in the market, and the resident gets all the profit, which is $19 each. So they make $60 in an hour.
I was reading one article where somebody said that they got people that's not of the homeless population want to come here and live.
They
Like,
do. Well, people would come out here, and when they go through it, the first thing they say is, I want to live here. I want to live here. So there's lots of work opportunities. This is 51 acres. It takes a lot to run it. We have limited staff. So we count on, we have about 200 volunteers out here every week.
right.
And then we count on being able to hire residents to do things. So I have 5 bathhouses that have to be cleaned 7 days a week. And that's, each one of those is to one resident who has a contract. That's like their own business. They own that building. They clean it. They're proud of it. Something goes wrong, they're responsible for it.
Very cool.
Some people who just love working in the gardens, they're going to get a contract to work with Heidi. They're going to be harvesting and sowing and bunching, and we give out food every Saturday, fresh food at our farmers market. If you like animals, maybe you want to learn how to do goat care, and we use our goat's milk. They get milked every day.
So very little room for excuses. Very little room.
Is long-term goal to transition them out?
No. This is long-term permanent housing.
Wow.
And when you guys get to the end and you see the models, once you're done with that, look left. Our memorial gardens are there. If you are living here and you die, we will cremate you. We will inter you, and you will never be forgotten. And so we have 5 of our friends that were interred there on Easter Sunday. We also have the Cross of the Repentant Criminal there to remind people that all you need to do is lay down your burdens, and that Jesus wasn't the only one crucified on the cross.
Right.
Yes.
And one was asked to be, even me,
Yes.
one was asked to be remembered. And he was. And so you lay your burdens down, and then you turn around, and then you have a prayer labyrinth that was hand laid, and you can walk through there. And then, we're not concerned about what your past is. We want to focus on what your future is.
Amen. That's what God's about.
Yeah. So you'll get to see all that. So walk all the way around. When you get to you'll get to see our chickens. These up here are our layers. They lay about 20 to 22 dozen a week.
Do y'all sell eggs over there?
We don't sell anything. Everything goes to residents.
Okay.
Anything that we don't use here on the property is taken out to the commissary and is put on our food trucks. We have 17 food trucks that run 7 days a week.
And so I also saw where the trucks go out, and if you want to be a part of that, but that's here.
That's not here. That's completely separate. The truck program is out of another location. We eventually hope to have a truck running out of here that is actually staffed by formerly homeless residents going back out to their friends.
That'd be
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
So in the building that's
gosh.
being built here in the middle, that's our final building. That's our sanctuary and
This is my
hospitality.
closest. My son said, "Mom, I just want to go back to
It's a
biblical
little
days."
piece of heaven. I
And,
know.
and I mean, when I go back to tell him all this, I'm be like, "It's what you made." Huh?
Okay, you
Water.
guys are gonna make me stop and do this. I'm gonna drive you around a golf cart.
Okay.
Can I have some water, like a little?
Yes, and I'm sorry, we don't have any cold water, but they're underneath
Oh, I
the
don't
sink.
care.
Underneath the
Oh,
sink
there's
right
no-
here. No. You know, you try to save money.
Right.
But we didn't have water last year, so we had
Right.
to bottle water.
Yes.
Everything. Here's some chips right here.
I'll take whatever. I'll drink tap water. I don't
Yeah,
care.
just turn on the cold water right there. So yeah, we had no power, electricity, or roads last July, a year ago, July. So underneath my desk are my wellies, and every time it rains, I think I need to be putting on my mutters to go slog through the mud. I forget we have roads.
That's awesome.
Awesome. And I kept saying, I can't leave, Allison. I can't leave without going
Yeah,
there.
and then somebody mentioned you guys, and I said, okay,
Yes.
it's confirmation.
Yes.
We gotta
So
go.
how'd you get my name?
On the sign when I was walking in, because when we parked, I was like, and then so my sister was like, okay, so you go talk. I said, because I've had all this great information.
I'm the mailman right now, so until our building gets built,
Hey.
all the mail comes here, and we sort the mail.
Oh wow,
Yes.
So there's my card.
Very cool.
this is awesome. And so, how much is the symposium?
You know what? That's a whole. Somebody else runs that.
Okay,
That is. We have all of us so much on our plates.
Right.
I speak at the symposium, but I don't.
you
I
don't know about
schedule
that.
it.
Okay,
I don't. But it should be on the website.
okay, okay.
And I know that we were already booked on this one, and people have already gone to start booking for February. We may have to start doing it more than 4 times a year.
Right.
I mean, and we're happy to. We
Well,
share
praise
everything.
God, because I mean, sharing this is not going to hurt anybody.
Well, and people ask us, you know, how much will it cost to do here, the housing contract, free.
Right.
You know, yeah, we pay legal fees for it, but we consider anything that we have a gift from God.
Right.
Right.
And,
Duplicate it. It's only going to expand
Right.
the kingdom.
Right.
so we're not going to charge you anything. However, you probably need to seek legal counsel to make
Right.
sure that everything in there fits in your local jurisdiction.
Yes.
So
And-
just from here, what you see, this is we have a community inn. You pass that coming in.
Yeah, I
All of
saw
these
that.
units right here are part of the B&B, and many of the folks that come in here to go to our symposium stay there. But the intention of this is not to rent those to people coming in for F1. They're done in 2-day packages, and they're meant for people to come and immerse themselves in the community and walk alongside our residents. So when they book
We
for
could do that.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
when a 2-day booking occurs, then you've also got a schedule. You may be going doing some artwork, you may be working in the garden, whatever's going on. Maybe we've got a project going on, but it's 2 days worth of walking alongside residents and prayer
Walking in their
and
shoes and
right.
getting to know. And,
Right.
Yeah.
walking in the messiness of their lives. This is
Right.
a big old family. People ask us all the time, what's it going to be like when you have 250 people out here? And we say, kind of like your family.
Yes.
Because it is. Really.
But you know
very
what?
much.
Probably even better than some of our families because they all have relatable stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, our family's divided, typically.
Oh, yeah. So that's part of the B&B right there. What you see on the other side, that's we're the only outdoor movie theater in a long, long way.
Wow.
And on the other in front of that's an amphitheater.
Uh-huh.
We show movies every Friday night. They're free of charge to all of our residents and to anybody in the community. We
Wow.
invite them. We put them on social media. Like us on Facebook. You'll get updates on everything that we
Okay.
do.
Okay.
But we show those every Friday night. This Friday night happens to be a private one. This is residents only, so we're not inviting the public in. It's very laid back for them. They can bring their friends, their
Right.
family. We don't have concessions open. That's one of the places that people earn money is working in the concessions.
Right.
You know, when we open these up to the public. But we never charge for the movies. The only thing that we're charging for is concessions, and that goes back to the residents. That's
Very
how they earn. We call them MLIs, meaningful living incomes.
I like that.
Mm.
So
And so this contract that you were speaking of, you have to get that at the symposium.
Contract
My
for
house. Which
When
one?
she was, you
The
was
housing contract?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I go through all that at the symposium.
Okay.
I actually give handouts. I don't spend a lot of time on the paperwork stuff.
Okay.
'Cause by the
Like you said,
time-
it's not that. That's
by
not
the time
the.
you get to that point, you're gonna have a lot more questions, and I'm gonna be available to answer those.
Right.
This is just kind of to give a.
Need a map.
What kind of map?
Like all those maps that I brought you the other day. I wanted to see if you could
Open my top drawer. They're in there.
top drawer
Oh, you can
or in
get,
that where all your maps are.
no.
where the maps are, in that drawer, that top
Okay.
drawer. I think it's unlocked, but we're just gonna have to unlock the door for you.
Get me in there. Where's Bridget?
She's in her office.
Okay. All right.
That's our COO.
Okay.
Riding in the back of the truck.
I love it.
I'm like the people. Can I move out here? And
Do you live close by?
I live Southwest. I've always lived, for 40 years I've lived Southwest. But it's an easy drive. I mean, against traffic going and coming. So it's the easiest drive I've ever had.
Oh, okay.
So I really enjoy it. These park homes, there's going to be 10 of them on the property. The one that we're in right now will be converted as well. But this is respite and hospice care.
Oh, okay.
And so we have people that, generally when they're coming in off the streets, there's a lot of health concerns. We just had a gentleman who had his hip replaced. We didn't have room in respite care, so we had to go to a rehab facility. But we've got somebody in respite care right now who's actually, we just took her to Colleen today. She has a broken leg, but only has one leg. Hey, kind of dirty there, dude.
Yeah. I mean Bobby, but do we have some other gloves for the ice machine?
Yes, underneath the sink
Okay, thank
in
you.
the office. Yeah, you're welcome. Alan is one of our missional peers, but he is also, I have 5 that are on the property that are, we have missionals, and then I have 5 that are missional peers. These are people that used to be on the streets, that had an addiction generally, have a disability, and have been working with us for some time, and want to be able to look somebody in the eye and say, I understand.
Yeah.
Because I can't understand what it's like. We had a horrible storm last night, rainstorm, and I don't know what it's like to try to seek shelter and be wet all night. I hate being wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Those are
these
things
guys,
you don't even think about.
these guys are just critical to when somebody's having a manic episode or at midnight needs somebody to talk to because their sobriety is at risk.
Right.
They know who they can go talk to. They're available. All of our missionals were called to be here. The president of Tokyo Electron lives here, and his wife.
Oh, wow.
They sold their house. I mean, many of our missionals have sold their homes. This was going to be kind of this temporary thing, just come for a couple of nights a week. They've sold their homes and they live here full time.
Awesome.
So cool.
You don't have to go to Africa no more.
Right.
It's funny because I sent my son 3 days after he graduated from high school. I put him on a plane for Africa, and he actually changed his major partly because of this community and partly because of what he wants to do. His life has always been of service.
Yes.
Okay, so just
Sarah would
quickly.
eat this up.
Yes.
So this is the Top Fur Family Resource Center. If you've ever heard of the Top Furs, he was one of the original partners with Michael Dell. He's a billionaire, and he and his family are much philanthropists in the arts and that kind of thing. They donated all the money for that building. Down on the left-hand side is our clinic that is staffed 5 days a week with our mental health care
Now, do
professionals.
they volunteer?
No, they're with ATCIC, Austin Travis County Integral Care.
Okay.
So they're not ours. They don't work for us. They work in collaboration with us.
Okay, that's awesome.
We have paperwork that can be signed so that we can share certain information that is medical in there. So I mean, there's things that we kind of can't say that, but if you ask me a question, I might get a tick.
Yeah.
In my eye,
Right.
We're here to try to do the best thing for each person. So the clinics there, we have a psychiatric physician that comes in on Mondays and Fridays. And then we have medical doctors that come in on Tuesdays and Fridays for medical care. And then one of the folks here, that's Evan, he runs our forge. He's a blacksmith. His hands are completely black. So if you're not feeling well, the whole idea is, that they say on average it costs about $250,000 for somebody to be homeless, and because they get all their medical care through emergency services. And with having this clinic here, it's less than $25,000 a person per year.
Wow.
So the whole idea is if you're not feeling well Monday night, you think you can wait until Tuesday when the physician is here. Make an appointment, come on in, you get it fixed, you're right here. Everything's right here at your door.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the whole, don't want to sit on a bus for 3 hours. It's discouraging to try to get somebody in the AA if they have to sit on a bus for 3 hours here and then 3 hours back.
Yes.
We do all of that here.
Awesome.
So next to that's our community market. That's where we sell all of the artwork, everything. That also has, it's a small, we partnered with HEB and they helped us set it up. So you can buy food stuff. Everybody here got input into what they liked. There's even ramen noodles in there because
Goat milk in there?
no.
So no eggs or goat
No,
milk.
no, no.
Yeah, I'm gluten free, like organic.
Well, it's interesting you said that because Taylor, who runs the market, was asking everybody what they want. She noticed that every day I ate an